We all know that life can be unpredictable and things don't always go as planned. And even if nothing unplanned really happened, we can't always control how we are feeling on any given day. Our energy, our mood, all of that ebbs and flows. And it's completely normal to have moments of sprint, focus, productivity, creativity, and moments of rest, introspection, inner work, and just simply being. But I get it. I understand the feeling of falling off track when you feel like you've been out of a routine, out of your element, and just not feeling quite like yourself for a while. It can be hard to find your way back. So for today's video, I want to take you through what has helped me when I'm feeling in need of a reset and when I'm ready to start making strides forward again. Without further ado, here are 7 realistic tips to get back on track with your goals and habits. Number 1, release guilt. If you're feeling low energy, on the verge of burnout, or maybe you've already hit that point, that's actually your body's way of telling you it's time to rest. I love the quote, "Learn to rest, not quit," because we often associate our need to take a break with feelings of guilt and failure. And 24/7 hustle culture does a wonderful job of ingraining it into our society and leaving us feeling guilty. I know I used to feel a sense of guilt when I wasn't always on or producing something, but it's 2023. We've got to reject that notion and prioritize rest. These days, when I take breaks and prioritize rest, I actually feel super proud of myself for taking care of my well-being and recognizing my body's own signals and knowing what I need to refill my cup. It's a total mind reframe and it's helped me find a way more sustainable rhythm in the long run. So whatever off track means to you, just know that it's okay to take a break, permission granted, you can recharge and come back so much stronger. Number 2, embrace flexibility. When it comes to achieving your goals and building strong habits, it's important to stay flexible. Embracing flexibility means being open to change and letting go of these rigid expectations of ourselves. It means acknowledging that setbacks, detours, these are all a natural part of the process. And at times, you may need to adjust your goals or habits to fit what life looks like right now. That doesn't mean you failed or that you're lazy or that your goals are no longer relevant. It simply means you're meeting yourself where you're at. Number 3, realign your goals. When getting back on track or back into a rhythm, I like to check in on the goals I set earlier in the year. I look at my vision board and all the things I had imagined for this year. And I also ask myself, do these goals still align with me today? Are these still values and desires of mine? And actually, at the start of this year, I thought that I wanted to launch a new email newsletter for creative entrepreneurs. But as I got further along in the planning process, I realized I'm not excited about the idea at all anymore. I have no desire to do that. So I decided to drop the idea completely, and I ended up going down a path of brainstorming the idea of starting a podcast. And now here we are. I'm literally launching a podcast, something I thought I would never do, but that just goes to show that life can be unpredictable and we're allowed to change. This brings me to number 4, lean on tools. I learned long ago that having a dedicated space for setting goals or creating new habits is the best way for me to keep track and hold myself accountable. So whether you prefer physical or digital planners and journals, there is a tool out there for you. You just have to dive in and test it out. For me, I love digital planning because it's flexible and customizable as your needs and priorities will inevitably change. I set and track all of my goals in Notion using my Design Your Year Notion pack. This is a system I created a couple years ago, and at the time of making this video, over 5,000 people have used it to set their goals too. So it's a very powerful system that breaks down big goals into quarterly focuses and doable daily tasks. This way, you can make steady progress towards your goals week after week and realign with your North Star. That brings me to today's sponsor. Thank you so much to Notion for partnering on today's video. Besides on my website, you can now also find my templates on Notion's newly relaunched template gallery. There are so many templates made by lots of incredible creators, so you've got to go check it out. There's over 250 categories, so whatever you're building in Notion, you can easily find a template to help you get started. And if you want to become a template creator yourself, you can build and submit them directly to Notion via the template gallery. Sign up with Notion for free using my link and find my Design Your Year template on Notion templates to start crushing your goals too. Number 5, do less. Taking a page out of Tim Ferriss's book, Do Less Than You Think You Can Handle. If I'm feeling overwhelmed, off track, or stuck, I like to go back to basics. I will brain dump everything on my plate and figure out what my priorities actually truly are. I get really real with myself. And then I delegate or omit the things that I don't need on my plate, and I decide whether the items left on my list are even moving me towards my big picture vision, which is why it's important to check back and realign on your goals. At the beginning of the year, we often add a lot to our plates. We're feeling super excited, we're hopeful, ambitious, but just remember that it's the small shifts made consistently that add up to significant change in the long run. So if your list of goals are stressing you out, simplify that list and focus on the stuff that you feel is most impactful. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and oftentimes doing less gives you back so much more. Number 6, find accountability. Recently, my friend Rachel and I have been trying to stay on top of our goals by doing weekly check-ins. In the morning, we will text each other and share what we plan to work on that day. We might share 1 to 3 tasks we're focusing on and help hold each other accountable by checking in throughout the day, offering support or advice when needed. Rachel is also starting a podcast, so that's been really fun going back and forth, bouncing ideas around, sharing tools and resources with each other. Here's a little clip of what that looks like.
So I did not finish everything that I said that I was going to yesterday, but this is why accountability is good. So I will 100% finish the tracker. That's not going to be a problem, but I think then the next step for me on that I want to finish today is I want to actually create the email sequence, and make it the actual downloadable.
Okay, so today I'm working on episode 3. I was trying to get it done yesterday, but that didn't work out. So I'm now on episode 3, recording, and episode 4, writing. So fingers crossed to get it done today. I'll check in with you later. If you work from home, working digitally can often feel isolating, so I definitely recommend doing what you can to connect with your community, whether it's a friend, a family member, or even joining a local Slack group, a Discord channel, people that are in similar industries to you. Accountability not only keeps you on track, but it also provides a support system and a sense of community. And when you involve others in your journey, it's so much more fun and inspiring. Last but not least, number 7, take care. Taking care of yourself is so essential when working on your goals and habits. You can't pour from an empty cup, as cliche as that is. It's so important to prioritize your well-being before diving headfirst back into your goals. So start by considering your environment. Is it tidy and organized? Does it create a calming and supportive atmosphere that fosters productivity and good vibes? If not, take some time to tidy up and create a space that inspires and motivates you. When it comes to taking care of yourself, we often think of our physical and mental health, but oftentimes our environment is a reflection of how we feel on the inside. So I always like to check in with my surroundings first and take care of what I can control around me. As the saying goes, clear space, clear mind. I often find I feel so much better just by simply tidying up. Beyond that, I like to ask myself, how am I feeling today? Am I feeling rested? Am I getting enough rest? Am I eating well? Am I staying active? I try to find pockets of my day to do some kind of movement. Some days it's a HIIT workout, other days it's a simple stretch or a walk on my desk treadmill, or even better, a walk outside if it's not 105 degrees. There's so many different ways to add movement into our days, and not every day has to look the same. So just remember that taking care of yourself is not just a one-time task, but a continuous process that ebbs and flows. So try to make it a habit to check in with your needs regularly and prioritize self-care in your daily routine. Find systems that work for you to make it easier on yourself. And by doing so, you'll have a solid foundation that supports your productivity, your creativity, and your overall well-being. All right, friends, those are my 7 tips to help you get back on track with your goals. At the end of the day, you get to define what being on track means to you. So make sure your goals and habits are enjoyable. If you're dreading the process, you're less likely to stick with it. So find ways to make achieving your goals fun and exciting. So remember to celebrate all the small wins, all the milestones along the way. Don't be afraid to experiment and try new things. Your definition of success may evolve over time, and that's great. What matters most is that you stay true to yourself and your values. That wraps up today's video. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, friends.